welcome to the second episode of the Tailgate. I'm back here with Liam, Brody, and my name's Ashton, and we're going to talk about, just whatever's happening in regional sports here at Stevens Point and also state sports action as well. A couple of big things starting up again for sports. So, Liam, you want to start us off with our first topic?
Well, first and foremost, the Pointers won the WIAC championship this past weekend on Saturday.
Yes, they did.
5-1 over Eau Claire, which was a very good game to be at.
Bro, especially after watching last year when they lost 6-2, I think it was.
It was heartbreaking.
It felt so good.
Yeah, definitely. And it was a good game. Actually, it was here right on SPTV on Saturday night. Me and Will Haroldson did the call with my brother actually doing the camera. So shout out Brody Kupsky.
I took a look. I didn't know that your brother was actually a twin brother. So I'm like, why?
Why do they look the same?
Why is Brody wearing a Calgary jersey? I know you are a Toronto fan.
Yeah, it's crazy. But no, it was a really good game on Saturday. Point really looked good in that game, and
just huge.
Dude, I remember when he first started. Things were looking a little dire in the goaltending because I don't know if it was like rust, but Proctor was like the way to go. But it really looked like in this WIAC tournament. Yeah, exactly. But it really looked like in this WIAC tournament, he should have stepped it up.
And he showed his seniority really in that tournament with just a few goals given up here and there, but he looked really good stopping Stout last week, stopping Eau Claire this week. I mean, the guy was a stud all around.
With that win, they punched their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Their first time in 4 years. Obviously, that tournament didn't run for 2 years after they won their national championship in 19. Didn't make it last year with that loss to Eau Claire. And so Adrian ended up going all the way. But this year, they're finally back in the tournament. They're looking to kind of continue the role that they've got going so far. They face Augsburg here at KB Willett, which surprised all of us, by the way. I remember just getting that text early in the morning going, it's going to be here.
I'll say, so I remember talking to, I'm part of the pep band, and the pep band director, Jordan Held, is really big into hockey. And so he kept a close eye on all of this, and he even said to us a couple of weeks before the NCAA, even before Selection Sunday, he told us, if we make it in, there's a very good chance that we're going to be the ones hosting it. He even thought we were going to be able to get a bye that week because of just how region stuff worked out. Obviously, we didn't get the bye. I think we're like the 5th or 6th seed. But, I think we were expecting actually to get that home seed. So, it's really it's awesome. I think it's great, the fact that we get to host an NCAA tournament game.
I think for me personally, with big crowds that we have at KB Willett Arena every single game, this is really – it's another chance for fans to just come out and have a good time watching Pointers hockey. And personally, for me, I can't go to the game because I'm busy that day, unfortunately. But definitely for everybody, every single student that goes out to the games and just support their Pointers, it's definitely going to be a great time at KB Willett Arena.
No, absolutely. And it's interesting you said something about hosting NCAA games because in 2018 when the Pointers made their run, they actually hosted the whole thing at KB Willett. So I don't think they'll do that again this year, but I mean.
No, I think the Frozen Four is somewhere in Connecticut.
It's probably going to be in Placid.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But I'm just really exciting stuff. I'm super excited to go there. I'm hoping to either be a part of SPTV or because I think SPTV might. I'm not. We'll
figure out sometime.
We'll let you guys know if we're going to be hosting the video broadcast on SPTV. But if you ever got the chance, just try your best to get a ticket. I think the website's actually a little messed up right now.
The tickets actually go up on Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
Fantastic. So if anybody's interested in getting tickets,
and go to the DUC.
Go to the DUC. Absolutely go to the DUC here on at the Stevens Point campus.
Kind of keeping it within Wisconsin for hockey. Tony Granado out as the Badgers head coach after 7 seasons. I mean, I hate to see him go, but you can't say you didn't see this one coming.
Exactly. With the way they played the season, it's rough. It's almost a complete opposite to Pointers hockey. I mean, you look at they didn't look really good this season. I mean, compared to
second straight season going under 500.
Exactly. That's all you got to say. I mean, going under 500 for a Wisconsin hockey team.
You're supposed to be, your flagship school, your D1 hockey team, which are competing in the Midwest against all these other teams like Michigan and Minnesota,
Ohio State, everybody.
Yeah. You've got to keep that caliber because you are representing. You're the only D1 team in your state. You got to represent. They just haven't been able to do that kind of for the past couple of seasons. I mean, they had a lot of success. I mean, in 2017, 2021, they had Big Ten regular season championships. They were pretty high seed in the NCAA tournament for 2021 when they had Gold Hoff. They weren't able to capitalize on that, and then just kind of been downhill ever since.
Exactly, and honestly, hopefully he does the best in his future endeavors, whatever the case may be. But now the Badgers are kind of looking for a head coach, and we were kind of talking about this before. Maybe they look at a guy like UWSP's Tyler Krieger.
Somebody
Yeah,
from a
maybe.
D3 school.
Yeah, it really depends on what it's gonna be. It's very, very it's a big turning point for Wisconsin Badgers hockey. So moving on, Brody. Big time for you, we know.
So it's my favorite season of the year. Baseball season is kind of back. UWSP baseball has started back up. They just played a 3-game series this past weekend. Even today on Monday, they just won a game today against, I believe, Milliken, 4-2 in extra innings, and they won 2 games on Saturday, which puts them at 3-0 right now to start the season. Now they don't play till the week before spring break. I believe the 16th and 17th they start their games back up down in Florida. But
Really?
they usually play a Florida spring break kind of tournament ish. But
I mean, like my brother plays varsity for I should know it's a D1 high school. So because I'm from Appleton, relatively big town. So we have 3 high schools, and he's going down to Florida for spring break because the varsity team for
a lot of high schools do that. But I want to get your guys' point of view. How do you think this season's going to go? Because from what I'm seeing, being they took third last year at nationals.
Was it third?
It was third.
Okay, so it was third. I thought it was fourth.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like I'm expecting them to kind of keep the ball rolling. Kind of try to come back, swinging after their. I mean, I wouldn't say disappointing finish. I mean, they did a lot.
No pun intended. By the way.
0 punts, but I'm gonna say the same thing. They didn't win the Wild last year, if I'm correct. They just dominated in the tournament,
especially
they did so well.
So many years of kind of failing to capitalize on a lot of
exactly. I think it caught most of us. It caught me especially off guard when they beat Whitewater, because Whitewater won the Wild. They're obviously the favorites to get out of that. But when they beat the Super Regional, got to the College World Series, it was very impressive, and it's because of that offense. That offense is so good, especially last year. So I'm expecting to see a lot of that, explosiveness return this season, hopefully. And the expectations are a lot higher now.
For me personally, I look at just a couple stats from the game. I believe it was Tyler Byer who pitched a shutout on Saturday. I believe 6 innings, only 4 hits allowed, which pretty solid. I mean, only 3 strikeouts, but for a guy like that, that's a pretty good game. But guys like Peyton Nelson, center fielder, is returning. I mean, he's already on fire. Through 3 games, he has a 571 average. That's really good.
Absolutely.
It's hard to see. It's hard to see people go over like a 350 average.
But obviously, we're only like 3 games in the season, so a lot could change. But for me, I think returning those guys that last year, some of the younger guys, Nelson, Jacob Booz is there, Quinn Henwood at first base, Logan Matson at short. A lot of guys returning just to play for the team, and hopefully this season's good because they bring a big crowd to games every single game when they play.
I got kind of a question for you. Kind of keeping on the topic of baseball, what do you guys think about the pitch clock now in the MLB?
Personally, so I like the concept. I really do like the concept. I like the fact that they're addressing the biggest issue, which was pace of play. The hard thing about casuals watching a game is that especially during the playoffs, is that long in between pitch time. There's been numerous memes and jokes about the internet about spring training strikeouts. How many can you throw before? I think it's like
before Pedro Baez can throw one pitch.
Throws one pitch in the 2016 playoffs, and it's like I think it's like 7 strikeouts.
It's mental.
Yeah. So I like the concept. However, I think the one thing I think they need to increase it just a smidge, maybe like 5 seconds.
For me personally, because I've seen it at the minor league level in Appleton, where the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, the single A affiliate of the Brewers, play. And honestly, I didn't notice it as much there, but like this year with spring training, with the guys kind of getting used to it, it's a huge difference. Like I started watching the Brewer game, their first game season on TV. I started watching it, and all of a sudden, like I'm like an hour in, they're like in the 6th inning already. It's like,
Yeah,
It just flies.
The game got done in like 2 hours and 9 minutes.
Which is
It's crazy.
almost half the time.
And personally, it's good that they're speeding it up a little bit for a player, pitching wise. A lot of it is timing.
Yes.
A lot of your pitches come out of timing the guy up and just kind of throwing him off.
Max
But
Scherzer's having absolutely no trouble.
he absolutely loves that. And even for a hitter too, you're kind of like getting into your groove, and all of a sudden you got to take a timeout and you got to almost quickly get back in the box because you can't just sit there and stand around. Carlos Correa, notice that he usually takes a lot of time between his pitches, but all of a sudden he had to get back in the box because he's like, oh shoot, I actually got to get back and hit right away. So it's a good thing that they're speeding up the pace of play, but it's really throwing a lot of guys off.
I think the beginning of the season is going to be the beginning of the regular season is going to be very interesting to watch. We're going to see even if they change it, if they don't change it. I don't think they're going to change it this year because they already have that set in stone for this year. So this year this season might be a little whack. But I think as we watch the season go on, I think we'll start to see it get more used and more used to the pitch clock and just the quicker pace of it all. But my main thing is I wonder if we're going to see maybe even more pitcher injuries because of that increased pace. You're not used to that kind of stuff. You have to throw a lot quicker. You got to throw harder and very fast, and that can wear out your arm very quickly. So I wonder if we're going to see more injuries, or maybe nothing. Maybe nothing changes, and the only thing that changes is the pace of game. I don't know. Nobody knows. This is so new.
I mean, we got a whole season left. It's only March. We got March through October.
we still gotta wait for the preseason to get over.
Exactly. I mean, we still got one whole month. Plus, we got the World Baseball Classic coming back up. So there's
the World Baseball Classic have pitch clock.
I'm not sure if it's going to abide by what the MLB is doing this year, but I guess it wouldn't shock me if it would because a lot of those guys are in the MLB and they're kind of getting used to it. Yeah. So it wouldn't shock me if it does, but I guess we'll have to see I believe it's starting this week on the 8th. They have a couple, I wouldn't say exhibition games, but I'm not sure if they're actual tournament games for that. So I guess we'll have to see how that's going. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see where that's going.
Exactly. And our final topic today, we're going to talk about, of course, Bucks basketball, the crowning achievement of Wisconsin sports right now. I feel as in the past 18 games, the Bucks have gone 17-1, just snapping the 16-game winning streak to the 76ers on Saturday.
Heartbreaking.
It was absolutely heartbreaking. They lost by 4. It was a last-minute affair. They kind of choked a little bit, but I'm not going to harp on them a bit too much. 76ers, obviously a very good team. But, man, Bucks basketball.
You're telling me, man.
Bucks basketball. They're so good.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, it's tough to go 16 games in a row to win games. Obviously, few teams in between there aren't really trying as hard, but like you play against a team like Boston, you play against the 76ers a few times, and Cleveland here and there, and a couple other good teams in the East, and it's tough to do because the next team that has a winning streak or longer winning streak is 9 with the New York Knicks,
Yep.
and at that point, that's almost double what the Knicks have. So for the Bucks to do that and lose to a team like the 76ers, that's not even that bad.
Well, it's also kind of always how it happens. You such a big streak and then something that you think you should be. It's just kind of a team that you end up fumbling against. It happens to everybody. It happened with the Pointers to Northland. It happened with the Packers to the Lions. It happens every single time.
No, exactly. I definitely feel that, and it's just this team has just been working so well this year. It's a case of I feel like it's 2021, but with a little bit more flair. I feel because they got that piece that they've been missing in Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder's been so good recently. It's been so well with the Bucks, and then you have they just signed Goran Dragic.
Yeah,
and that's another bench piece that you can use. Now, my only thing is if he starts getting more minutes over Javon Carter, I'm going to start having some words. But for right now, because Javon Carter's been so good, he's like Javon Carter's like my 7th guy I would go to because Middleton's still the 6th man. He's still not starting, but Javon Carter's the 6th guy I go to. But then you still have people like Bobby Portis, Pat Connaughton. Oh, actually, he's been starting recently, but Grayson Allen's been doing really well recently too.
He had a 20-point
third quarter. He's made a 3, I think, in the past 25 games, and then he's been shooting 45% from 3 from that range. That is so good.
it's good to have these pieces because a lot of championship teams come down to what they have on the bench and who they have to back their starters up. Obviously, some teams are just based on their starters, but the Bucks having these pieces like Portis, Pat Connaughton, Javon Carter, Jay Crowder, Joe Ingles, even.
Yeah.
I mean, Slow Mo Joe is doing his job on the Bucks really well, and for me personally, I'm liking this former win streak, but they started a win streak after winning against the Wizards last night.
Yep.
Giannis almost had a triple double, got taken away because he shot right at the end, and technically, it's according
You
to
know what? I kind of understand them not giving him the rebound. I do understand that because they did that earlier. I think it's like last year against the Nets. Someone did the exact same thing and they took away their triple double too. But it's I think it's more funny than anything. But looking at the NBA right now, it really seems like NBA goes through whoever. It really seems like whoever wins that Bucks Boston series, it's really looking like that right now. It really looks like whoever's winning that's winning the championship.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly. The Bucks right now have a game and a half ahead of Boston, and
That home court advantage that matters a lot.
It really does.
Yeah, that's we talked about last year a lot. The playoff Game 7 series without Middleton. It's like, what if we had Middleton? I think if we had Middleton, that's a topic I can get into a lot. But it's another thing is Boston had home court advantage because they had the 2 seed while we had the 3 seed. So how much of that played an effect too? And if Milwaukee could get that 1 seed, they could play against what? Whoever the 8 seed is going to be from the playing tournament.
yeah, and it's like
Then they're going to play against either Cleveland or New York, who they've just smacked this season too. And then they'll play Boston, and then might get home. This is all, of course, speculation.
obviously a lot can change between now and then.
We got a month and a half ish left to go of regular season basketball, so it's starting to get down to the wire. But the Bucks, they've just been playing so well.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, you don't want to look too far ahead into playoffs, but you just got to play good right now, and they're honestly doing that consistently every single night. So
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of The Tailgate. If you enjoyed it, check out a previous episode of The Tailgate where we talked about similar stuff, but, different context, of course, with it being, I think it's been a couple weeks, but, we always
check it out.
Always check it out, of course. If you're also interested in either more of our sports content, you can check out our previous sports broadcast. You can check out the WIAC championship game that happened on Saturday as well with Point and Eau Claire. See what we're talking about because maybe we're spitting some nonsense.
You definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out though. Of course, we don't know yet, but we'll let you know if we are possibly doing that NCAA first round tournament game. It's going to be an amazing game. I'm so excited for it.
Me too.
I definitely agree.
Fantastic. But,
I've been Liam Statz. Thank you for watching.
I am Brody Kupsky. Thank you for watching.
My name's Ashton Parker. Thank you guys for watching.